What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint. Being that we're at the beginning of the new year, I thought it would be a good idea to go through my statue pre-orders for 2019 and give you guys a look at what's coming out. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so let's start with the Sideshow statues. I currently have 7 Sideshow statues on pre-order. So let's take a look at them in order of release date. Alright, so first up we have the Daredevil Premium Format statue, sculpted by Daniel Bell. This statue is scheduled to come out anytime between January and March. So hopefully it comes out this month because Sideshow's been known for cranking out pieces earlier than normal. This piece has a $575 price tag. The exclusive is limited to 750 pieces. I'm not sure how much the collector's edition is. But I really like this statue. I like the base, the dark building. I like how the costume is modernized. The sculpt is good. I like the statue a lot. It looks to me like the exclusive is just a different kind of mouth, which is cool. I don't need an unmasked Daredevil Matt Murdock head, so cool on that. So yeah, that's the first piece that I have on pre-order. The next one we have is the Miles Morales Spider-Man. I always forget that I have this one on pre-order, and it's not one that I'm super excited for. I saw it in San Diego Comic-Con, and it feels like a smaller piece, which is pretty cool because I'm running out of space in the Spider-Man wall. I should be able to just throw it in a cube with something else. But this is a $535 piece. It has a edition size of 500 for the exclusive, which the exclusive is an Unmasked Portrait. This is sculpted by, I'm not really familiar, Aaron McNaught and Steve Lord. Steve Lord sounds familiar. But scheduled to arrive sometime between February and April. Let's hope that it's sooner than later. I think with the Into the Spider-Verse movie, it's going to get a lot more attention, since that movie was so successful. These next couple of pieces have the same release date, so let's just look at them, whatever. The Elektra Premium Format, the companion piece to Daredevil. This one is actually sculpted by Will Harbottle, and I like the different kind of switch outs on this Elektra. It's got a very similar base that goes with Daredevil, but she has switch outs to make her arms go in a completely different direction, and she also has switch outs so her swords can be size. I love it. I think it's great. I need more female statues in the Gempire, so what better to have a companion piece to go with Daredevil. The $575 statue has a edition size of 750 pieces for the exclusive. It's supposed to come out sometime between April and June. Next up, we have the Emma Frost Premium Format statue. The more I look at it, the more I don't like it. I have all these Sideshow statues paid in full. What happened was I had a couple of expensive pop culture shock pieces on pre-order. I had Shao Kahn on Throne, 1/3 scale Goro, the 3 Cyber Ninjas. So when I canceled all those pieces when Sideshow took them over, I had like a $4,000 credit. So I just used that to pay off all the pre-orders I had. I figure Emma would be a good addition to the X-Men wall. And she still will be, but I don't know. I'm just not really in love with it. $575 price tag. Exclusive has a 600 edition size. This was sculpted by a couple of guys, Steve Lord again and Igor Kato. The exclusive is a different head, which they pointed out, and now I can't unsee it. It looks like the wife from Breaking Bad, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Fabric cape, which is one of the things that's turning me off. But we'll see. Also due to arrive sometime between April and June. Alright, next up we have the Daniel Bell Thor. The Breaker of Brimstone. Is that what it's called? Yeah. This piece looks great. I saw it in San Diego Comic-Con and I was in love with it. I saw it also at New York Comic-Con. And I feel like it's going to look really good up there with my Marvel Cosmic pieces. $685 price tag. The exclusive has the edition size of 1,500 pieces. It has a really dynamic pose and base. It's almost like an XM Studios piece, to be honest. Which is cool, man. It lets you know that Sideshow is willing to get out of their kind of comfort zone and They have a big suitor, what's his name? Suture base, or some kind of big horned skull creature. The switch out is the Stormbreaker hammer, which I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. I don't really think Thor needs 2 hammers. But it's scheduled to come out sometime between May and July. Next up, we have the Rogue Maquette, which I really love, although another portrait that I can't unsee. People say she looks like Fergie. Again, nothing's really wrong with that, but another one that's more like an XM Studio style piece, man. This is a very dynamic base. She's not even, standing or doing a museum pose. She is floating in the air, connected to the base by her hand, and I think it looks great. They have the 2 portraits, the one with the perm and the straight-haired one, which I'm saying you got to rock that perm. I saw it at San Diego, and I did not see it in New York Comic Con. Apparently it broke, and it was a prototype, but I'm sure it'll be fine when it's all said and done. Sculpted by Will Harbottle again. $715 maquette with a 1,000 edition size for the exclusive. Supposed to come out between May and July as well. The last of the Sideshow pre-orders for now, because I know they're going to get me with that Juggernaut, possibly their Cable, and I don't know what else they have down the pipeline that I might want. But the X-23, which is an amazing piece, a great companion to Wolverine. Really, the Wolverine's a companion to her because she is the star of the show. $590 piece, premium format, 1,250 edition size for the exclusive. This was sculpted by Dan Ulrich, and it just looks amazing. I love it. I do feel like it's a missed opportunity with the exclusive portrait. They should have done the Wolverine mask. Instead, they gave her like a Robin type eye mask. With, I believe, even like the same hair and everything. No, the hair is different. But I don't see why they wouldn't have given her the Wolverine mask. Regardless, I'm really looking forward to this piece. I think it looks great. It's going to be a great addition to the Gempire. Alright, while I'm on the Sideshow site, I do have one Prime 1 Studio piece on order, and it's supposed to ship this month. That is the Prime 1 Venom. The exclusive was limited to 1,000 pieces, which is sold out. There is a wait list for it. It has a $900 price tag. Let me see how many are available. There's 1,500 of the collector's edition. So, a lot of these pieces out there, man. The exclusive is the McFarlane-inspired portrait. I don't like when they call it a McFarlane portrait. It's just a non-tongue, just smiling portrait. I'm super excited for this piece. I was not on the first batch that some collectors got in December. But it should be coming this month. And to me, it's going to be the definitive Venom. I don't even own a Venom right now. Just waiting for this one to come in. Inspired by Venom Dark Origin. They do not have credits on who sculpted or anything, but very excited for this piece to come through. All right, now let's jump into the XM Studios pre-orders. I'm going to start off with XM Studios Storm. I don't know when I'm going to drop this video. She is supposed to ship to me any day now, so it might be that you see the review before you even see this. I've seen some collectors with in-hand pictures, and I think Storm looks great. I love the base. I love the sculpt. This one was $990, 990 Singapore dollars, which breaks down to something like $700 American. The problem is I have to import it through a third party because XM does not have a license to sell directly to the States. So the shipping cost me like $300. This was a made-to-order edition size. I'm not sure what the number is. I think it is another low number, like 250 pieces or so. All right, next up on the XM Studios is going to be the Dark Phoenix. Man, the Dark Phoenix is one of my most anticipated pieces. Dark Phoenix was an XM exclusive, meaning you couldn't buy it through any other retailers. I mean, for Americans, that doesn't mean anything anyway because we're always going through a third party. But the XM has a couple of exclusives that they do that you can only buy directly through them, and a couple of convention exclusives, and they tend to be a little bit more expensive. This one retailed at about 1,100 Singapore dollars. Has an edition size of 999, which is what XM used to always do before the made to order. But what I don't understand is, like, if pieces like Moon Knight, Scorpion, Storm are only getting like 250 or so made, what happened to those other pieces that had those huge edition sizes, man? Are they sitting on a bunch of inventory or what? But I think that this looks incredible. I was a huge fan of the Ghost Rider Painted Fire. Although I like my regular Phoenix piece with the translucent resin, I think this fire is going to look crazy, man. I've seen it in con videos, and I just can't wait to get this one in. Dark Phoenix is supposed to ship sometime between Q1 and Q2 of this year, so sometime between now and June. All right, next up, we have, we'll talk about Gambit. Gambit is another either XM exclusive or event exclusive. I hear a lot of people give this piece crap because of the pose. It doesn't look like, is he coming or going? Is he jumping up or landing? I hear a lot of people say that the pose is off, but it doesn't bother me. And I think the paint job on this piece is incredible, man. I think it's going to be so vibrant, man, with his metal, with the pinks and the blues and the energy with the cards. I think it looks great, man. Having a little trouble trying to find Gambit on their site. It was probably a similar price and edition size as the XM, as the Dark Phoenix. All right, anyway, next up we got the Cyclops, man. There's two versions of this. One that just comes with the version where he's looking straight at you. Then version B, which comes with that torso, and another torso where he's doing like the Marvel Masterpiece, blasting optics into the sky pose. So you know I had to get that two torso one. The retail price on this was 1,250 Singapore dollars for that version B. Another made-to-order piece, and I think it looks great, man. I don't own a Cyclops. It's the best licensed Cyclops on the market. I like the anatomy. I like the sculpt. I like the paint. Everything. Not really sure. With Gambit Cyclops, I'm not really sure when those are going to ship. I mean, I have a expected ship date for like Q1, Q2, Q3, but let me see if I can find it. The latest update I have is that Cyclops is going to ship in Q1 of 2020. All right, next up we have the XM Studios Star-Lord. So I really like how the Star-Lord and Rocket and Groot statues came out, man. They have the War of Kings, Annihilation type costumes, the Abnett type costumes. Comic accurate. They look great. I figured they would go good up there with my Marvel Cosmic section. So I ended up pre-ordering both of those. So first we'll look at Star-Lord. Had a $10.99 Singapore dollar price tag, made to order, and it's supposed to ship sometime supposed to ship Q4 of 2019. Rocket and Groot was a little bit more expensive. It looks like it was 1,400 Singapore dollars. And you get, Groot with Rocket on his back there. I like the destroyed ship kind of base. I think the piece looks really good. I hear they're going to make a separate base for Rocket so you don't have to put him on top of Groot. So either way, this is also made to order, and I think it's going to really look good when I get that. That area needs to be filled out a little bit more. I used to have a lot of statues there, so now I figure if I can get Rocket, Groot, Star-Lord, and Thor up there, it'll be nice and filled out. Video just kind of stopped recording right there. Anyway, the last XM Studios piece that I have on pre-order is the Dr. Octopus. This one has been teased for some time. I don't know what the delay is on it, but I do have it on pre-order. Looks like the original cost was like 1,200 Singapore dollars. Does not have a release date. But I do really like how this piece looks. It's going to go great in the Spider-Man wall, which is getting crowded, and we're going to have to probably put some shorter pieces on top of the bestas there. But yeah, man, very dynamic, intricate piece. I'm excited for it. All right, guys, now we're going to talk about the customs that I have on pre-order. These are unlicensed pieces, so I'm not able to talk about where to get them or how to get them, so don't even bother asking. But let's go through to see what I got coming in. The first one we're going to take a look at is a quarter scale Bishop statue, which I really like. I pre-ordered this when I was on Immortalized in Stone. It's made to be a companion piece with the XM Studios cable, with a similar type of base, and similar kind of pose and everything. It's being produced by some guys that have done this for a while and have delivered some really great pieces over the years. So there has been some months delay on it, but I'm still looking forward to getting it in. Next up, we're going to look at this custom Venom piece, man. So this Venom is a humongous piece, man. I've seen some of the print of like the leg or whatever, and it's like huge. This thing is taller than the XM Studios Venom. The reason why I jumped on this, because I really like what they did with all the different portraits. They made a portrait inspired by each of the greats that have drawn Venom. There's a McFarlane portrait, a real McFarlane portrait, a Bagley portrait, and an Eric Larson with a very elongated jaw, which looks awesome. It also comes with a transformation face portrait, which looks cool too. So I'm excited to get this one in and see if it can go head-to-head with the Prime 1 Venom. Alright, this next piece is one of my most anticipated ones of the year. This is the Wolverine Chronicles Phase 2. Phase 1 being my Weapon X that I always rant and rave about. This is the next evolution of Wolverine. It's the 1974 Wolverine versus Wendigo. So instead of fighting Hulk, this one is a Wendigo diorama who was also in that battle. I love it. I think it's interesting how they didn't include Wendigo's whole body. They still made it work though, and I've seen a lot of other statues do that since. But the detail and on the sculpt is amazing. I can't wait to get it in. It should be either this month or February, I think. Now we got this insane Colossus. It's crazy, and I like crazy. Ripping the Sentinel head in half. You get it split down the middle. You see the insides. Colossus showing his strength. And even though it's crazy wide, it doesn't look like it's an oversized base. But it is a very wide piece, which is what we got the PAX units for. I think it looks great. I can't wait to get this one in, man. This wall is going to look like a Sentinel war. Alright, this next one is a Brown Wolverine statue. I think it's incredible. I think it's a work of art. You're basically getting 5 quarter scale pieces in one diorama. Originally, they had it painted red, and you could get it painted red or black. Red for like the hand ninjas. But when I saw the black paint, I decided to not go comic book accurate, or just have him fighting generic ninjas instead of the hand ninjas. Because him surrounded by these black ninjas, like almost like he's rising up out of the shadows. Still got a little bit of gore where he's putting the claws through the one ninja on the top. They're holding him down with the chains, man. It's just an amazing piece. I really cannot wait to get this one in. Alright, now we're getting into the Franco Carlissimo sculpts, man. Franco was commissioned to do a line of X-Men vs. Sentinel pieces. This Rogue is one of my favorite pieces to come out, or that will be coming out. First of all, I love the Rogue. She's showing her strength. She looks great. The sculpt looks amazing. Comic accurate costume. And lifting and ripping this huge Sentinel head off like Sub-Zero Fatality style. I think it looks great. I can't wait to have all these Sentinel pieces all together. This is an amazing piece, and I've seen it printed. So it's possible. It's been printed and made. Now they just got to, make a couple more for your boy and some other people. The next Franco one is the Psylocke, which I love as well. I don't know if I want to get the Sideshow one just to have as a placeholder until this one comes out. I love her confident walk through the hand that she sliced through. The fingers are sliced. She's got her psionic blast. She comes with a number of different head sculpts, just like the Rogue does. And I just think it looks great, man. I can't wait to see this one in person. Another very wide piece. Then we got Franco's Iceman, which blows me away. I love how that slide comes from around, and now he's blasting down at the hand. I don't know if they're going to end up making him translucent resin, because it's going to be very fragile. I wouldn't mind painted. I would like to see it mocked up as like a painted Iceman. I'm in either way. I'm really more a fan of the sculpt more than anything. I love the shard icicles under the slide. Another one that I have seen painted as well, so it's possible. The last one from Franco, I think is is the Cyclops Diorama, which is incredibly dynamic. I mean, it's amazing. I love the different options that it'll have with the blast. This picture shows the blast going all the way through, but then there's ones where it's not. So I'll show the different pictures that I have here. But the Sentinel Hand, again, it's a swarm of Sentinels that these guys are battling, and when I get them all together, it's going to look incredible. My plan is that once this one comes out, because it's going to take a little longer, it'll probably replace the XM Studios one, which is nice, but I don't think I need 2 Cyclops, and I think this one's going to be the one for me. And I'm not sure if Franco sculpted this one or not. This one doesn't really go with any kind of theme. It's the Samurai Wolverine, which is just a very artsy, classy piece. I didn't jump on this originally, but somebody backed out and there was an open slot, so I said, you know what, I'll scoop it up. It'll be a cool unboxing. You know, maybe I'll display it somewhere. Maybe, you know, whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But there's a lot of different options for torsos, different heads, one with a mask, samurai mask. There's a lot of different options here. It's going to be a cool piece. Then we got this Sabretooth, actually, is already printed. This was another one sculpted by Alejandro Pereira, same guy who did my Weapon X. And it's with the same painter who painted my Weapon X, Carlos Ferraza. And he said he should be getting it painted, it sounds like February. He's going to have it painted for me. Some pictures already came out of other ones he painted, and they look great. I'm going to have mine tweaked a little bit differently. But I think it's a great Sabretooth. It's the definitive Sabretooth piece for sure. And you guys are going to see that one sooner than later in the collection here. Next up, we have this custom Omega Red statue, which is an incredible piece. A lot of controversy surrounding it when it first came out. But let me tell you something. With me delving deeper into this kind of game and finding out what different sculptors charge and different factories charge, the price is justifiable for sure. The edition size, I've seen other customs with high edition sizes. I think that was some of the controversy behind this one, but it ended up being an edition size of 50, which is pretty much the norm. About 7 or 8 switch out heads, 3 different tentacle positions. I don't know what it is with snow bases that I love, but even for Omega Red, because it goes with his character out of this cryogenic chamber and he's perched on top of it, I think it's going to look great. All right, then we got this Spider-Man Doppelganger statue. I'm actually going to have this in hand probably shortly after you guys see this video, maybe even before this video comes out. This was my vision. This was my idea. I partnered up with somebody to make this piece, and I absolutely love how it came out. My first trade paperback I ever read was Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. And so Doppelganger to me was like one of the first characters that I was familiar with in the Spider-Man universe. He's like a dog, like an animal type of character from another dimension during the Infinity War story. And I think that the sculptor nailed this. The factory replicated it better than I could have hoped for. And I can't wait to review it and show you guys. The edition size on this one is low. It's 35 painted ones, 5 unpainted ones. So, yeah, 40 pieces. Okay, then we got Wolverine Chronicles Phase 4. So I still have not locked down Phase 3, which is a modern Wolverine on top of a Sentinel head. I am going to try to get that closer towards its release. But this one I was able to get in early at the retail pre-order price. And it's Phase 4, Old Man Logan vs. Maestro. I'm just going to run that whole line down, man. I'll probably get them all together somewhere to show the evolution of Wolverine. I think it's a great line. Great sculptors and painters. Just classy pieces. I also do have a Beast vs. Sentinel Hand on lockdown with that same commissioner. There's no pictures or anything yet, but with Franco sculpting it, I don't even need to see a picture. Just tell me where to send the money. Then we got a couple other pieces that I got to keep on the hush-hush right now, but you guys will see it in due time. Anyway, that is my statue pre-order list so far for 2019. It's about 30 pieces or so. Some of them are going to come in very shortly. And keep in mind, like every Sideshow piece in the Prime One Venom, that's all been paid in full. Some of the customs are paid in full. Some XM, you put down a good chunk deposit. So to me, I think I figured out how to really get into the statue game when a piece is ready, I'll pay the difference in the shipping, and they don't all come out around the same time. This is staggered years apart, so it's not as expensive as it looks. Yeah, if I added everything up, but if I added up what I spent at Taco Bell for the year, it'd be a pretty big number too. You know what I'm saying? So it's all staggered throughout. Let me know which ones are you excited to see the unboxings for the most. What are some pre-orders out there that I haven't jumped on? I know there's no DC pieces. I don't know. I read a lot of DC. They just don't speak to me, man, for the statues. But what are some things out there that I should jump on? What are some pieces that you think should get the axe after I do the review? And yeah, drop me a line below to let me know. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to see all these statues come in and get unboxed and reviewed, along with other daily content. Y'all stay minty. Peace.